Hi everybody, it's been a while. Been having a lot on my plate lately, an awful lot. But it's time to get back to doing a few more of these tutorials. And I thought today I'd start with a pretty easy one, ease myself back in. We're going to do a triquetra. And we're going to do an even-sided triquetra. In other words, every loop is going to be the same size. That's the simplest one to do. And it is pretty simple. The only thing you're going to need for it, more or less, is a compass, a pencil, maybe a ruler. You're not going to need much else. Eraser. Okay? So we're going to start off with doing a little bit of geometry. So I'm going to do a circle. Just pick somewhere on the page. Actually, I want to move that over a little bit. Okay, let's move that over just a little bit. I want to make sure I have enough room on this page to do what I need to do. And we'll move it up a little bit. Okay. Just trying to gauge the size of my circles. All right, so we got circle 1. Mark the center. So you start with one circle. You're going to draw another circle right next to it. And you're going to draw a line across from the center of the circle to a point on the circumference of that circle. And that's going to be the midpoint of your next circle. And if you notice, it goes right through the midpoint of, so you don't change the compass settings, you're going to keep them the same. Okay? So that point that we chose on the circumference of the first circle is the midpoint of the second circle. When you draw the second circle, its circumference goes through the midpoint of the first circle. Now where these two meet, right there, is going to be the midpoint for your third circle. Again, you're not changing the settings on your compass. Anybody else get compass and protractor mixed up? I do it constantly. I have to double check myself. All right, so this is what you get. They're kind of Mickey Mouse ears. This is how you start. Now, to get an equal sided, we said the loops were going to be equal sided, right? This is the 3 circles we drew, point 1, point 2, point 3. If you draw a line from the top of where these 2 circles meet to the side of where these circles meet to the side where circle 2 and 3 meet, you will get an equilateral triangle, which means each angle of the triangle on each side is the same distance. A little bit of geometry. I know not everybody likes geometry, but the way they taught it in school was crap. When you start using it for stuff like this, you start unlocking the magic of it, and you start seeing some really interesting things. Now, I could have drawn an equilateral triangle, and we could have done this using an equilateral triangle, but I decided to use the Mickey Mouse circles instead because it is easier to do it that way. But if you wanted to draw an equilateral triangle, that's how you would do it. The other thing too that we want to that's really interesting, you start getting some sacred geometry in here with the Vesica Pisces, and that helps. That's like the building block for all kinds of different geometric shapes and designs and patterns and things like that. So I'll be doing another vlog or tutorial or something on that later. But for now, we have our 3 triangles. or our three circles. It's early, I haven't had a lot of coffee yet. Sorry, guys. All right, so if you take a look at what we have with these three circles, you're going to get rid of anything that you don't need. So it's going to be these parts of the circle. And like I always say in all my videos, when you're doing this, you're going to draw your guidelines in a very light, as light as you can see it, because they get erased. So what you are left with is the beginnings of your Triquetra. So you can do any number of things. You can, go on the outside of this. You can, I think I'll just do both, right? So I'll go on the outside of this, and you're just going to create a and I'll do the inside too, why not? It's just too early in the morning. I wanted to get this done now before I get a whole lot of people waking up making noise. Okay. Essentially, we're just following the shape of that guideline. All right, and then we're almost done. We got another side to do. Let's keep it. So there are other triangle sizes. There are right angle triangles, where one of the angles is a 90-degree angle. There are, what is it called? Isosceles triangle. I think that's what it's called. Where you have angles of the triangle that are different, and they will create loops in your Triquetra that are different shapes, different sizes, and you can do you can morph it to do all kinds of stuff with it. But essentially, that's your Triquetra. Right? So I'll be doing more videos on those other sizes of Triquetras. Boy, it's too early in the morning. Too early in the morning. Trying to get my brain to do something that I've done 1,000 times, and I'm all right. So this is where you stylize your Triquetra, and we got to talk about the overs and unders, and we'll do that in a minute. All right, now let's do our overs and unders. We can start here, and this is all going to go under. Let's see, it's going to go under that one. Doesn't really matter. Just get rid of the lines we don't need. Right? So if it went under this one, it's going to go over this one, right? And then the final, it went over this one, it's going to go under that one. Okay, so let's do a little bit of work on, make this look a little bit nicer. How about I use a darker pencil for that? Make sure that the lines carry through. So we just got done with Easter. And I stuffed my face, and I'm not feeling so great. Anybody else do that in the holidays? So I'm trying to recuperate. Days on, and I'm still trying to recuperate. But it's right. Starting this week, we go on a diet, take a walk or two. Got some blood work that didn't come back too good, so we got to start looking out for ourselves, right? And drawing stuff like this, I didn't really feel like doing this today, if I'm being totally honest. But now that I'm into it, I don't know why I didn't start sooner. Oh my goodness. Thank God for erasers, right? I mean, you could go crazy with this. You could do all kinds of stuff. And of course, if I was doing an art piece or, you know, a finished work of art, I would not be going this fast. I would be going much slower and taking my time and thinking out details. And wow, what happened here? This is much bigger than that. But anyway, you know, you get into your shading. Give it a 3D look. That's when it really comes alive, when you give it that 3D look. Let me find a blender. Okay, here we go. Blender. This is where I kind of have to stop myself because I start having a little too much fun once I pick up this blender. like I said, you can do a lot with this at this point. It's use your imagination, right? If you don't have one of these Wendy stumps, get it. Get one. I have a blog to go with this that lists all the materials that I usually use when I draw. So I'll put a link to that blog somewhere down, maybe in the description or in the comments, wherever they'll allow me to put it. And you can go to the blog and you can see a list of the different supplies that I use or recommend using. I am an Amazon affiliate and I'm a Blick affiliate, so just putting that out there. I had no intention of going through the entire drawing process with this. Creating a finished piece or anything. Well, this won't be a finished piece, but once I get on this part of it, this is like the really fun part. I love blending things. I'm obsessed with blending. That's one thing when I do wood burning. It's one thing I don't like about wood burning is that I don't feel like I can blend like I like to. Anyway, there we go. So anyway, you can take this and you can do all kinds of stuff with it. I got really stylized. I actually did a double. So once we got done this one, the first one, I went and I created another Triquetra around it. And we did all the unders and overs for that as well. So you can get really intricate. You can do all kinds of really complex designs once you have this down. Sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want with it. So hopefully that helped you. Again, I'm going to have more tutorials for the other types of triangles, the right angle and the isosceles. That'll be coming later on, somewhere down the road. It's on my to-do list. Okay? So if you like this video, if you have any comments, just put them down the bottom. Give me a like, give me a share, subscribe. That all helps get my videos out there. I cannot believe how many of you are subscribing. I really thought I was just going to be doing these videos and talking to myself. So thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you have a great day. Bye-bye.